friends, it's Anne here, and today's video is going to be a Wet n Wild try-on type video. I've used all of these products already. I wasn't sure I was going to film this because I just did a get ready with me like in this style, and I was like, I don't know if I really want to do a video in this style again, but I feel like it's kind of the best way. I feel like I'm doing this like Emily Noel style, so everything that I'm going to be putting on my face is Wet n Wild, except for blush. I did not pick up a Wet n Wild blush, so I'm going to use this Peri Peri blush in the shade Milk Tea Coral. So let's get started. So we're going to start with primer. This is a new primer. It's the Wet n Wild Glass, I should stop saying Wet n Wild. Everything except for that blush is Wet n Wild. Glass Correct Primer. It's kind of like a green tinted primer. I bought this on recommendation. I like this. This is a nice primer. It's not wildly like revolutionary, but it's nice. It reminds me a lot of, I pulled this out, the coconut skin smoothing priming moisturizer from Hello Fab. It's a similar type texture as that, maybe a slight bit thinner. I don't think the green is enough to really, like, you can see my redness, like it's not enough. The green sort of disappears. So I mean, it's a nice sort of moisturizing primer. I feel like I need a little bit more, but again, not revolutionary. If you have like oily skin, I don't think this is really going to do anything for you. If you have normal to dry skin, it'll feel nice. It sort of gives you a nice base. I did my skincare like hours ago now, so my skin doesn't feel the best, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of cut corners. I did like a quick and easy skincare routine this morning. So yeah, it's a fine primer. It's nice, but is it like revolutionary and a must-have? Not really. I'm also going to apologize to my Canadian viewers. I normally try and put pricing in Canadian and US. I'm probably just going to put US pricing if I even put pricing at all. So the one thing I found when trying to buy these products, that Wet n Wild is actually a little difficult to get here, at least in Ontario and in Toronto area. Well, I even tried like back home as well. I find a lot of places, the Wet n Wild, there's like maybe just like a narrow section in the store, or if they even have it, it's like an end cap, and so it's just, again, it's only like a handful of products. So I bought these like over a while last year because I kept going into different stores looking for products. But this particular product I ended up buying online. I did do an order online. Again, for my Canadian friends, it's maybe not worth it to buy online. I ended up buying this stuff at like around the Black Friday sale. So it was basically like free shipping. And yeah, it wasn't a great deal buying these products online. So anyway, I haven't seen this in store here. Maybe it is now, but this is the Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. It says it comes with hyaluronic acid and squalane, and it's oil free. It says sheer to medium. It's not really medium. I'm gonna apply this with my fingers. I have it in the shade Light. And this product has had a lot of hype, and I think it's good. I like this. The Light is fairly, I don't want to say deep, but if you're a pretty pale person, you're definitely going to want to go fair. I don't know what the color range is on this. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, this is a nice tinted, I guess it's maybe closer to, it's light to medium. It's not super sheer unless you go really light with it, but yeah, it looks nice. I feel like this is, again, not mind-blowing, but you're gonna get a nice result from it, and it's like a safe bet. Like, you know, when you buy foundations, any kind of foundation, like tinted moisturizer foundation or any kind of foundation, it feels like, from the drugstore especially, feels like a crapshoot. Like, you have no idea if it's gonna be good or not, if the color's gonna work or not. I feel like this is like a fairly no-fail type product. I think anybody can use this and anybody can like it. Even if you have oily skin, I think this will look really nice. You're definitely going to want to set it if you have oily skin. But yeah, it's quite nice. Like, the hype around this is a good product, and I definitely see why it's hyped. Just kind of get in close so you can see it close up. Like, I think it looks pretty nice. And yeah, I'd say that's like, I say it's light coverage. You can kind of still see my skin through it, but I think it looks really natural, and it's not too thin. Like I have an issue where some of them are just too thin and it like really, I feel like sits in the wrinkles and stuff. So, concealer. I don't really like this. I'm just gonna preempt with that because I feel like my tone is gonna totally change. I got this, I think part of the reason why I don't like this is I got a shade that's way too light, or just too light, and it just doesn't do much. This is in the shade Fair Beige, and this is, I think, yeah, the Photo Focus concealer, which, so I've never tried the Photo Focus foundation, which was kind of ironic because they ended up sending me a ton of little minis. I got like 6 little mini samples of the Photo Focus foundation. So I was expecting this to be super high coverage, and it's not super high coverage, which was somewhat surprising. And yeah, the shade of this, I mean, you can probably see that it's pretty light. I don't feel like it covers as well as I want it to. And I don't want to build it up too much because I don't want to go too heavy with foundation or with concealer under my eyes. And this shade is just too light. I can't use it like to spot conceal around the rest of my face. A little bit more under this side than the other eye by accident. I mean, it looks okay. I just don't love it. Like, I've been using the Maybelline Age Rewind in the shade Light, and I like that better. Yeah, like, this is definitely too light. So I'll just show you close up. Like, it's okay, but I don't even think I like it enough to buy it in a better shade. So now we're gonna go into the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. So this is a product, speaking of Emily Noel, oh, I peeled the little thing on, but it was stuck on the bottom. This is a product that Emily Noel like definitely raves about, and I get it. It's a nice, if you're into powder, loose powder, this is a nice powder, and it's obviously super affordable. How big is this? Does it say 20 grams? That's a huge, huge powder. I think, yeah, like it stands, I haven't used a whole lot of loose powders recently, but I feel like it stands sort of neck and neck with even like the Laura Mercier's and the Hourglasses. Like it definitely, and it doesn't, like I have, you know, slightly wrinkly, it's getting wrinklier skin, and it can have dry patches, and I don't feel like this makes my skin look too dry, but I also feel like it sets things nicely. So definitely if you're into loose powders and you're looking for one, and I feel like, I mean, again, I'm not sure here in Canada, but the States, this one's probably more affordable than like the Maybelline one. This would be a good bet. And like, it's 20 grams. It's gonna last you a while. So again, just close up there. Like it looks good. I think it set my makeup and it looks really, really nice. So definitely a good product. If you have like really, really dry skin, you're probably not into this kind of product anyway. But I feel like if you have really oily skin, this would be a really, really nice product. Like I think back to when I had really oily skin, I would probably really, really like this product. Probably difficult to touch up because you don't really want to take this with you. But in the morning, when you're first, or whenever you're first applying your makeup, this is probably going to be really nice if you have oily skin. Eyebrow. So let's just get the eyebrows on and get that done. And I'm not going to do these on camera because my Get Ready With Me kind of showed how bad it is for me to do my eyebrows while talking. But I picked up this little Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. I'm certain I've used one of these before, so I pulled this out. This is a little tweezers, because I use tiny little tweezers like this every day that I saved from a little kit like this. It was either this, Wet n Wild, or NYC. Maybe NYX, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing it was a Wet n Wild product because it looks exactly like this. This is the Ultimate Brow Kit in Ash Brown. So that's what it looks like. It comes with 2 shades of powder and then one like sort of pomade type thing. It doesn't have very good hold. I would say this product isn't okay. It's a middle of the road type product for me. It also comes with like a little, this is so cute. It's got like a little spoolie on one side and a little brush on the other side. The brush for me though is a little too thick. Hopefully you can see there. I like to use, this came with a Brow Gal thing in a BoxyCharm. I like to use this one. You can see how thin that is. Super, super thin. So when I was playing with this, I liked the way my brows looked. I thought they looked okay, but then when I took photos, I'm like, doesn't look great in a photo. Even though it says ash brown, this is still kind of, I was using this shade, still kind of a bit warm, like definitely warmer than the ABH Dip Brow in Taupe. And I must have very, very ashy brows, like very gray toned, not warm at all brows, which is weird because my actual hair has a bit of warmth in it. So it's very noticeable. I feel like it looks a bit different. Anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and do my brows. What I normally do is I try and use a bit of the pomade to like spread my brows up a little, go in with some powder, and then go back. I kind of go back and forth between the two because I feel like when I go in with a pomade, sometimes it takes out some of the color and I got to touch up. So it takes me a little bit to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that off camera and then we'll come back. Okay, eyebrows are on. Again, I feel like from this distance, they don't look too bad, but I feel like, and even like when I look in the mirror, I'm like, it doesn't look too bad, but I can see like on the viewfinder, like the red, the camera is pulling out the red at least. Again, in person, I think it looks okay, but it is a little warm. There is a bit of warmth still in that middle shade, and that's that middle shade. Like, I feel like these are super pigmented compared to, like, sometimes I just use eyeshadow to fill in my brows, and like this is the shade I used on my brows, and I feel like shows up a lot deeper on my brows. So like, even if you have pretty deep eyebrows, you could probably get away with this. Like, I haven't even bothered trying this on my eyebrows because it's probably super dark. I don't know how many shades there are in this. I want to say 3. I'm guessing. I bought this off the website, I think. So let's just get into eyeshadow. So I picked up one of these 10 pan palettes. They're the new Wet n Wild colorIcon. I got this in the shade Lights Off. Again, I've been playing with this on and off for a little while, and it's just okay. I guess I was expecting, I mean, people are raving about some of these things, and I was expecting more, and it's okay. I would say, so things I like about this, I really like that it's sort of cool toned and warm toned. I felt like I could do a cool tone look with this. I could do a warm tone look with this. There's a huge range of depth, so you can definitely get like a really deep look or a really light look. So it's got a lot of balance to it. The mattes are pretty pigmented again, so those are really, really nice. Like, these are the deep mattes. Like, look how, like, even that black, look at that black. Like, that's a really, really nicely pigmented shade. But I feel like the light tones are lacking. Dirty, and I don't have a wipe here. I just have a towel. So the other half though, the lights, a little disappointing. So like, I found these, you can probably see, I ended up having to like gouge into them. They look okay on the fingers. So those are 3 light colors there. But I found that, yeah, like when I try and swatch them on my hand, like, where did I even swatch them? You can sort of see them. So, and for me, as someone who prefers sort of light tone shadows, I was a little disappointed in that because they looked, like this one color looks so, so pretty in the pan. But again, I felt like I sort of had to gouge at it to really get the product out and get it to show up on my eyes the way I wanted it to. So we're just going to do a quick eyeshadow look. I'm not going to kill myself over this. I'm probably going to, I think I want to stick with these shades right here. And I'll throw up a picture of maybe 1 or 2 other eye looks that I've done. I know I took a picture of at least one look that I've done. And I really liked how it turned out. But I had to work to get it to come out. And again, there was another palette that I wanted to pick that was like a pinky tone palette, but I didn't pick it because I'm always drawn to those. And I was like, no, let's pick something that's a little, again, I was a bit nervous about this because it's so deep. But again, yeah, I'm kind of like, it's okay. I mean, it's super affordable, but I'm just gonna put a bit of concealer on my like eyelids as primer. just a really simple nude, somewhat slightly smoky eye. And let's go in with eyeliner. So I did pick up a waterproof retractable gel eyeliner. It's the Breakup Proof. Sorry, it's called the Breakup Proof waterproof retractable gel eyeliner, and it's in the shade Blackest Black. I brought a couple other eyeliners out here because I felt like, I haven't tried this test yet, but I felt like it was kind of in the middle of two. I wasn't super wowed by this. I feel like it's sort of in the middle of the Rimmel Exaggerate, which is the one that I've been using. This is the one that I've been using in my Project Pan, and then I have the Extreme Lasting Essence liner. I feel like this is kind of in the middle. It's not as creamy or as black as this, at least in my head, but it's creamier and darker than this one. So let's try and do a little test here. Here is the Rimmel one. You can see it's not super black. Here is the Wet n Wild one. You can see it's a bit blacker, a bit creamier. And then let's go in with the Essence one. So yeah, the Essence one, okay, I was right. The Essence one's definitely darker and creamier. So this is okay, but it's not, again, the Essence one, I really like the Essence one so much better. So I feel like it's kind of spoiled me because I do like this one more than the Rimmel one. But it's just okay. Like when I bought it and I tried it, I'm like, yeah, this is what I expect from a drugstore eyeliner. That makes sense. And I think this was on like a really discount. I remember buying it at the store and I had like the little yellow tag and it was like $3.75 or something like that. So yeah, it's okay, but not the best. And I haven't tested this. It says it's waterproof. I haven't explicitly tested it as waterproof, but I can't recall this like running or smudging crazily at any point in time. So I think it's fairly budge proof. Okay, next up we're going to put on some mascara. So again, I think Emily Noel has talked about this one. This is the Big Poppa mascara. I've tried it a few times. I think it's okay. Again, I have other favorites. Like I feel like I still like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Even the one Essence one that I've been wearing quite a bit lately. It's like the Volume. It's the False Lashes Volume and Curl or something. It's like the white tube with the black top, the black lettering, and it's got a bit of orange on it. I actually quite like that one. The more I use it, it's not bad. Again, this one's okay. I think it's definitely better than some mascaras that I've tried, but is it my favorite? No. Like that's one coat. I think, like again, it looks pretty nice. I don't really want to go in with the second coat because I feel like it's going to start getting clumpy with the second coat. So we're going to leave it at that. So there's the eyes close up. Again, the eyeshadow looks pretty. I feel like I'm getting like pretty looks out of it. Like I definitely would be comfortable wearing this like for a night out kind of thing. But I felt like it took me a while to warm up to it. Like I wasn't blown away by that palette. Okay, so next up we're going to try some bronzer. So I wanted to pick up a bronzer that was a little bit different. I wanted to pick this one up because it's like shimmery. This is the Wet n Wild colorIcon bronzer in Palm Beach Ready. It says it's new. I haven't really seen anybody talk about this one, but it's got a bit of a shimmer. Just do a little swatch here. So hopefully you can see it on the side of my hand. I actually need to go get, I don't like wearing this on its own because of that shimmer. I tried like just to see what it would look like if I really built it up, and it does look a little bit crazy if you build it up. There's too much of a glow. Let's just wear it on its own today. I'm just gonna grab just my little angle brush that I use all the time. And we'll just go really lightly with bronzer today. I feel like I need to blend my neck in a little bit too. But yeah, you don't want to go crazy with this because it will look, you'll look like a disco ball. But I prefer wearing this, like I think it's really pretty. I think I'm going to really enjoy it in the summer. And I like mixing it in with my Franken bronzer. A bronzer that's kind of neutral in tone because this does have a bit of warmth, like a bit of yellow in it for me. And I've talked about it, like I have cool undertones, so sometimes if things are too yellow, they don't look great. But just kind of gotta go light-handed with this, which I usually go pretty heavy-handed with bronzer, so gotta be careful with this. But I think it does look pretty. I think it's got a nice little glow. Again, if you have oily skin, you probably don't like this. Even I can see like sort of blending this all over your body with like a big fluffy brush would look really pretty. Let's do a little swap down the neck there just to blend things out here. Yeah, I think that added just a nice little glow, and I do quite like that. I do like a glowy bronzer. I like a matte bronzer too, but I like a glowy one. I feel like a glowy one tends to blend nicer for me. Sometimes a matte one can just look a little harsh at times and can make my skin look a little dirty. Again, I got too heavy-handed, I know this. And yeah, let's just throw in some blush. That's the non-Wet n Wild blush. The only reason why I did not pick up a blush is, like I said, most of this stuff, well, everything I bought last year, but some of it just showed up this year because it took forever to get here. The only reason why I didn't buy blushes is because I bought way too many blushes last year, and there was no Wet n Wild blush that really spoke to me. I wasn't too keen on trying any of them. Like, it just seemed like so wasn't super interested in trying a blush. Just want to go in with a little bit of blush here. Okay, highlighter. So I picked up, I was super excited about this. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. Everybody talks about this product. I did buy it in a shade slightly different. Most people I think talk about Passion Petal or something. Oh, now I've got that name wrong. I looked it up earlier and I totally forget it now. There's one that people always seem to talk about, but this one was Blossom Glow and it was a bit more pinker, so that's why I wanted to try it. Maybe a hair too pink. So let me actually try. I brought some other highlighters here to swatch with it so you can see what it looks like. It's maybe a little too pink, dare I say, than what I was hoping for, but I still like it. So that's it on the top of my hand there. And I'm just gonna compare it against a couple other highlighters that I pulled out. So the Catrice one is the one that I really, really like. I'll swatch it against this Becca Lunar New Year, just in case anybody has this. This is totally, like, it's got a huge crack down the middle now. And then I'll swatch it against this Ofra, the Start Inspired one from the Samantha March collection, because it's sort of a pinky yellow one. It's got 2 shades in it. That's actually probably the closest. So that one is the Wet n Wild one. That is Catrice in Supreme Rose Beam. This one right here, which I seem to have a hard time swatching that one for some reason, is the Becca Lunar New Year from 2019, the Year of the Pig. And then this is the Start Inspired from Ofra and Samantha March. So I'd say the Start Inspired is pretty close to this one, but you can see the Catrice one is not quite as pink. And that's why I really like that Catrice one. But yeah, this is nice. Like, I like the formula. I do not want to go out and buy the other one, but I'm tempted to. The Precious Petals, I think that's what it's called. Precious Petals that everybody else talks about. Because it looks like a really nice shade too. It's like more of a champagne-y shade. I wonder what they would look like together. They would probably look like really nice together. But yeah, this is a definite blingy highlight. I'm trying to go real careful here. But like, it's a bling highlight. I think I'm gonna take a bit of my big fluffy brush and sort of blend some of it. But it's nice. Like, it's a nice highlighter. I see why these are popular. Again, if you want a bling highlighter for like super cheap, especially like Becca's gone now. Just take a fluffy brush here and blend some of that out. There we go. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. But yeah, super pretty. I get the hype on those for sure. Okay, lip products. So in typical Anne fashion, I bought two. So the first one we'll talk about, I'll apply first, is this Coffee Cat. So this was from a Coffee Cat collection. I think there was a palette with this that I wish I could have gotten, but I purposely bought this because, like, look how cute it is. It's a little cat drinking coffee or tea, but super cute. I did buy this on the website. I slightly regret buying it. It's in the shade La Vida Mocha. It's so cute. It smells like coffee, but like a little bit plasticky coffee. And when I first bought it and I first opened it, that scent was so strong. It seems to have dissipated since I've bought it, and I've used it a few times, but it's really strong. This shade on its own, it's too light. I'll just show you. It's too light for my preference anyway. And maybe not my favorite formula. It's a bit sticky, a bit thick. I'm not loving it. I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it. So yeah, did I really need to buy this? No. Do I slightly regret it? Yes. It does feel okay. Like it's, again, like it's not awful. And again, it is kind of okay on its own, but I do prefer to wear it over top of like a lip liner or a lipstick that's a bit deeper, just to give it a bit of depth. And then I decided to pick up one of the lipsticks. This is the, what do they call this? The Mega Last High Shine Brilliance lipstick. I was trying to, they have this in like there's a Mega Matte one, and then they have their catsuit lipsticks. I was looking for something a little bit more my style, and something that I know I will want to wear long term, and like, I like a sheer creamy type lipstick, and this sounded right up my alley. I slightly regret the shade that I got. I don't love this shade. It's called Rose and Slay. It's a little pinker than I had hoped. I was hoping, based on the tube here, it looked a bit more mauve-like, but then when it shears out, it's kind of pink. There was a shade online, I think, called Brown. I think it was just brown. I was like, yeah, that sounds up my alley. But I'm not gonna buy another one of these. Again, what I've discovered with this is if I wear it over like a brownie nude lip liner, I really love the color. It looks a lot like more my style, or what I was looking for. Yeah, I can see it's a little purpley pink. It's not exactly what I was hoping for, but I love the way it feels. This is definitely going to be a lipstick that I'm going to wear. Like, I could just throw this in my purse and away I go. I definitely love this kind of a formula. You can just put it on without even really looking kind of lipstick. Hopefully I don't have any on my teeth. Yeah, I love the way this feels. It's definitely not going to be long lasting. I can tell just as soon as you put it on, you know that. But it feels really, really nice. And I could definitely see myself maybe in the future buying more of these. And I do love the packaging. It's super cute. Total ripoff of, what do you call it? Oh my God. Pat McGrath. But very cute packaging on this. Okay, I just need to, like, my hair's driving me crazy. I always feel super naked without my bangs, so we're gonna fix the hair, and I'll come back and do a quick recap of all the products that we played with. Okay, so this is the final look. Again, I think it's really pretty, wearable, really easy everyday kind of makeup. You know, I could punch up some of the makeup a little bit more and definitely make it a evening look as well. So let's do the quick rundown of all the things. Hopefully I don't miss anything. It's a hot mess right here. But the first thing I want to talk about is our first rating is the Glass Correct Primer. I'd say it's like a meh, like on the high end of the meh. It's nice, but not earth-shattering. I would definitely say the Tinted Hydrator, what do they call it? Tinted Skin Veil. Definitely thumbs up. Definitely like this. Definitely will enjoy using this a bit more. The concealer is a meh. There's other concealers out there that I think are better. I don't think this is really worth it. And it does have a bit of a weird smell. It doesn't smell quite as bad as the foundation, the photofocus foundation, but it also just still kind of smells a little bit like paint. The translucent powder, definitely thumbs up. I think it's a nice powder. It's easy to work with. I don't feel like it looks too dry or cakey. Eyeshadow palette is kind of like I feel like I'm liking it more the more I use it. It didn't blow me away from the get-go, but it's definitely a nice palette. And again, affordable. The eyeliner is a meh on the eyeliner. It's okay, but again, better other alternatives. this eyebrow kit. If this is your jam on how you like to do your eyebrows, this is probably worth it, but it's a bit finicky. I don't love it. Again, I just prefer to do my brows in a different way, so it's hard for me to rate this. But again, if this is your jam, and again, if you really, I just really like these tweezers. I love these tiny little tweezers, and they're great for travel. And honestly, this is probably super affordable. Just buy the whole thing for the tiny tweezers, to be honest. And you probably could use those other shadows, the shades, as eyeshadows. I just haven't tried that. What else? Mascara. Again, mascara, I'd say it's a meh, like it's an in-between on the positive though. I liked it, I don't love it, but is it definitely workable? For sure. And I can see some people really, really liking it. It's just an okay, like I said, I have other favorites outside of that. The bronzer, again, I really like this. This is not gonna be everybody's jam. I should have tried one of the matte bronzers. I did buy one of the matte bronzers, but I put that in the giveaway because it's like, no, let's just do one bronzer. But I like this because it's a little different, and I definitely am going to enjoy mixing this with other bronzers, especially other matte bronzers, to get a bit of a glow, especially in the summertime. I think I'm going to really enjoy this. Didn't have a blush. The highlighter, definitely a thumbs up. Again, I kind of wish I bought another color, and it's definitely a blingy highlighter, but I feel like I've got it, like, you can sort of tone it down as well. So it's like a good range type highlighter, so definitely worth the hype. And I can see like this thing is gonna last forever. When I see people hitting pan on this, I'm like, wow, how did you do that? Because I feel like this is gonna last me forever. Again, because it's a pretty intense highlighter. And then lip products. So this was a meh. I don't know if this is representative of their other lip glosses. They did have a lip gloss I saw in store. They had like a zodiac type collection, and I was gonna buy the one that's Cancer. That's my zodiac sign. It was just a clear shimmery type one, and I was like, do I really need to buy like a sheer shimmery type lip gloss? No. Then I ended up buying this one online, so yeah, this is a pass for me. Didn't really like it. But I do really like this. Again, I don't feel like people talk about the Shine version, but it's a really nice lip color. Like, it's just super comfortable. The color is nice. I think because the sheer colors are probably going to be fairly wearable. I don't know what the dark colors would be like though. That's the only thing. Like, I feel like the nude to mid-tone probably is really nice. The dark could be patchy. Haven't tried a dark color in this. Obviously, I've only tried the one color. Really have to like hold myself back from buying other colors, to be honest, in this range, because I do really like the way this feels and looks. Again, a little too pinky purple for me, but it's workable if I use like a different lip liner with it to sort of mute that color a little bit. So yeah, overall, my final thoughts on Wet n Wild is it's a nice brand, but I would say, again, if you're in a country where Wet n Wild is not super accessible, you're not missing out on a whole lot. Like, that's what I think I've felt like. Like, people always talk about Wet n Wild. Like, I know Emily Noel talks about Wet n Wild quite a bit. And I see a lot of people in the US talk about Wet n Wild and how great it is because it's super cheap and all that kind of stuff. Here in Canada, it's cheap, but it's not super cheap. I feel like if you have access to like Essence or e.l.f., I think I kind of like a lot of their products a lot more, to be honest. Like Essence, e.l.f., Catrice is tricky now because Catrice, I think, only are available through their own website. I think we can get Catrice through Shoppers Drug Mart. At least that's where I bought the Catrice products that I've tried. But yeah, like, it's a nice brand. It's an affordable brand. If it's accessible to you, definitely a brand. Like, I can see why there's hype around it because I don't think anything was super bad. Like, there was things I didn't like. Like, I didn't love this, but nothing was like bad. There was no duds in anything. Yeah, no big duds. And again, like, I didn't really like this mostly because of the color. I think if I got a shade that was a bit better for me, I might have liked it a little bit more. But yeah, Wet n Wild kind of gives, I give it the like can I give it a half thumbs up? I get the hype, but again, if it's not accessible to you, don't go crazy trying to, like, I ordered some stuff online. It was not cheap to order and get it shipped to me, and it took forever. So not worth going out of your way to try and get these products, but if they are accessible to you or easy to get, I think they're definitely worth the price if they're easy to get and accessible, because it's definitely an affordable brand. But like I said, I like e.l.f. and I like Essence, and I feel like those are just as good, if not better, in a lot of these similar products that I've tried from those brands. Anyway, I hope you liked this little Wet n Wild review of all the products that I tried out. If you did, feel free to give a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.